Well, I got it in there. It looks pretty big in there, but it fits. Now, when I say fits, air cleaner box is off it. I did not have to cut the hood. The wheel is going to clear barely. At full lock, we'll see. I don't want to slide it back anymore. I don't want to slide it back anymore because then it's going to start getting close to the pedal, clutch pedal, and all that. But it is in there. The reason I positioned it where I did is because I want to use all my original guides, which so far I got it set pretty close. I got to put the bottom one on. There's going to be a little bit. Motor's just clamped in there for now. So it'll be original belt size. The motor center is basically sitting where the other center was. I know everybody will say shove it forward as far as you can. When I shove it forward, the wheel on the other side starts getting involved at full lock, and I don't like that. Shove it forward as far as you can because of the weight. Well, this motor is in the same spot the GX90 was, and it's heavier. So we should be in a better situation. Hood closes. I do have room up in there to build. That's top of the carburetor. Oh, I got just enough, I think, to build an elbow and put an air cleaner on there, or you know, aftermarket filter type situation. I think I got just enough room. I shouldn't say plenty. My fuel can situation that I had in there, I don't know. I might lose it, but I think a battery will fit in there, and the fuel can, I guess, you know, if I can't keep it in there, I can't keep it in there. Maybe I'll fit it up there. I don't know. But it's in there, lined up with the pulleys, belts on. I had to cut here just a little bit so I could have it in the same center position as I did before. So I don't know. I can't shove it over anymore. So that's pretty much where it's got to go. It's not terribly off-centered. I mean, as far as center of the motor, this cylinder is just about centered. I don't think weight distribution or anything crazy is going to be too nuts. I don't think I'm going to be able to use that fuel tank because I think my tires are going to be in the way, but I'm going to check that. I'm going to get the motor in there and then worry about a fuel tank. I may have to build one. I may have to run like a Honda tank in here or something, or a small stock tank. I don't really want to run too small of a tank. I mean, this thing's going to eat much more fuel than the GX90. So, but we'll move on from here. We'll, I mean, the exhaust again, I'll probably use those tubes, cut them up, decide on a 2-into-1 probably with a muffler, and we'll go from there. Okay, it's a new day the next day. We've been working on the Charlie horse here. Okay, so obviously we've talked about, I am putting the new engine in this thing. Okay, so it's in there, it's mounted. My second thing was to make sure my belt system is set up, and so far that is all bolted up. I don't like this. It looks a little archaic, and people, but we're going to check functionality first, and then we'll dial it up if I have to. Everything else back here is the same. So, so there's that. Now my next issue is I really wanted a good fuel tank, and I got this sweet number right here. Oh yeah, right? Under the seat. Man, it was gonna be perfect. I had the trans tower back there. The problem is, god dang thing will not fit between the tires. Shit. Okay, so man, I really want to use that. So I've come up with a solution, I think. So basically, I got another old, you know, whatever, mid-90s, I think some kind of Lowe's machine, a Husky or something, sitting out back. And I remembered its fuel tank is kind of narrow and tall. So, I don't know if you can see it in there. I'm going to put it in the front. Somehow. Some kind of front mount. It'll be tight. But boy, I think it'll fit. When I close this, so I got to cut the tabs off a little bit so it'll fit inside the front of this hood and slide deeper into here. I think it's going to work. The filling will be, I don't want to cut a hole in the hood. I mean, if I have to, I'll do that. I could always put a kind of a cool little, I don't know, like an old tractor cap or something. Don't want to cut the hood. So we are going to try to process this thing in here. So either when I open the hood, the fuel tank stays upright, something to that effect, or it lays in there attached to the hood and I can tip it up and fill it. I'm not too keen on that one. I think I'm going to come up with an idea. First, I got to cut these tabs off a little bit and really get this thing to settle in there so that when I close it, it's perfect. So that's what I'm going to work on today, starting out. If I can get that fit, yes. Fuel line will be simple because it won't be a long round to the back. It'll be right here. Once that's in, I think I gotta work on some gas pedal, all that jazz, because I can put my fenders back on, I can put my side covers back on, and all that stuff back on. See what this thing's gonna look like. Made a new tab there. Mouse to the engine for my, that works out there. This one, like I said, it works. It's bolted to the frame. I welded it quick. I'm not married to it. I wanted to get it set up. Maybe once it's painted, maybe it won't look so funky. Maybe nobody will notice. Maybe it'll be there forever. Anyway, so that's the plan today. Obviously, I'll be recording it. That guy, getting it in, getting it mounted. Boy, I think that's going to work. I think it's going to work out. I hope it does. Okay. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to have that strapped right in the front. So when I open the hood, it goes like this. I have to unstrap it somehow, set it up, and fuel it. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do here, maybe you can see that, I'm going to build a little shelf up and over that the tank sits on. I'll weld a little spine to it, as high as I can go without interfering with any of this. So it'll come up the back, and then I will mount the tank to that, maybe with some big zip ties or something to that effect, so that when I open, when I open the hood, the tank stays right where it's at, and the hood breaks away from it. Then the fuel cap's here. I've also thought about cutting a hole in this hood for fueling. I don't like that idea. I don't want to cut the hood. I don't want to hack this up. I want to try to make everything fit as is. You know, anybody can fucking hack a hood up and stuff shit in. You know, shit hanging out, whatever, but I don't want to do that. I want it to look like purpose built, right? Like it got stuffed in there somehow. So I'm going to build a little shelf Tank will sit on that, strong back it here. Then when this presses against it, it won't allow it to go forward and backward. It's got something to sit on. Obviously it won't roll backwards because it'll be strapped to this. It's fine. And what I have is a trans tower. So you see me? Yeah. So I got a trans tower. So basically I need something 5 inches wide to fit through the ears of the hood, which that's perfect. About 4 inches deep, which will be fine because I'll cut it right down the center because I think these are about 8. So I'll cut it right down the center, just shy. I already got a big hole, so I can blow this out, or maybe it'll be able to set the tank spout right through that. Maybe I got to open it up a little bit, and then I'll chop it off here. Maybe I guess it in there or something to keep the spring out of it. Or do I leave the foot? Maybe I leave the foot so I can weld back here, and it's got some leverage. I can tack it here, and then it's a little stronger versus just a butt joint weld, and then I can always bend this. I think I'm going to do that. That gives me, I can weld, 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 and then where's it going to go? But the thing will be so short, bent over, that it ain't going to go anywhere. That's what I'm going to do. Quarter back, that's fine, because it'll slip underneath my oil filter. I can even cut that off a little, but I think it'll slip under there. I think it'll slip under there. If it doesn't, I want to be able to unbolt that. So if I got to cut it down to 1.5 inches or something. All right, so now I need a height. Two 3/4. Right, so that's the bend. Then I need there. Three and a half. And then here's a cut, that's bend. May have to trim this. That's shelf. Voice. Never opens up far as you need. You can't even see me. What happened here? Oh, you can see me there. Okay, so if you can see it there, but I've made this cradle for the gas tank to sit in the front there. It won't be touching the motor. Everybody's concerned. That's just a plugged wire. I mean, that's plenty of room. Got a heat shield right there. So that plug wire will be fine. I'm at least an inch away from the heat shield with the metal, and then there's room in between, so I'm good. But yeah, so I made that cradle. That fuel tank's gonna sit right in there. And then when I close the hood, it'll be pinched up against it. Not that that's all I'm gonna rely on. I'm gonna put a strap somehow around it, attach it. Maybe I'll just put an angle tab hole, weld the strap, bring the strap around, and bolt it there. That might work. Anyway, we got some progress on the tank. I really like it. I really like it. So the tank is in there. Okay. You can see through the front. I still have room for a light. And that tank, I mean, that thing is solid for now. And as it goes around, okay, and I gotta do whatever. But the nice feature is gonna be when you gotta fuel it, pop the hood, boom, tank's right there. Don't mind the bungee. I'm gonna do a metal strap, bolt it down. We're just doing some test fitting right now, but and then as you close it, she hides in there. So as of right now, I got this. I don't like that. I can't even do it for a test run. It's ugly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this gas tank strap. You can see that. You know, weld this to the bottom and come up over the top. At some point up here, whatever, I'll make a bend, and it'll be a bolt together, so we can cinch it right over top of that. And we'll cinch it right there, and that'll set. Fuel tank installed. All right, fuel tank cradle. Right, pinch tighten all the way down. Fuel tank goes in like so. Pinch bolt. Boy, it's gonna be nice. Okay, let me tighten this thing up, and we'll go from there. So, build's coming along really well. Man, I tell you what, it's coming along really well. Clutch, everything is on. Covers, fenders, everything seems to be working. I don't have the throttle hooked up yet. That's going to be kind of last stuff. Okay, big bastard's in there. Don't worry about that. I'm just covering up the carburetor. So I don't get covering up the carburetor with that rag, so I don't get stuff in it. Because the stock air cleaner, air cleaner is not going to fit, but that's fine. We're going to get there. So it's stuffed in there. No battery yet, no wiring hooked up yet, none of that. But we did just set the fuel tank in its spot. So there it is. We're not touching the motor. Okay. You want to fuel up? Boom. Boom. Right there, baby. Put the fuel in. All right, strapped it. Made a homemade strap. Up and around. Ties into there, into the cradle. Close the hood, lock it. I might even paint that tank black. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. I'll give it a shot. Anyway, I still have room. I still have room for one of them little Harbor Freight lights in there, which I'm super happy about. Yeah, pretty happy. And that tank, when it's in there, is solid. Solid. Haven't hooked up the plumbing to it yet. No big deal. That's just on the bottom. It's coming along, boys. Boys, looks good in there. It's gonna be a beast. It's gonna be a beast.